All right, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down a buzzword that you may have heard in your business circles recently, and that is fractional CFO. And what I hope to do is bring some clarity as to what this position is and how they might be able to help transform your business to better execute on your goals. And so, first off, before I jump too far into it, let's define what is a CFO. And CFO stands for Chief Financial Officer. If you're anything like me, I usually associate that big fancy title with a public company out on the stock exchange. However, recently, in more recent years, they've been making more and more appearances in smaller privately held companies across America. And so, what is the responsibilities of a CFO within a company? The main responsibility, to put it simply, is they are in charge of creating and maintaining the financial direction and strategy of a company. I usually break that out into the two pieces of creating that financial strategy and the maintaining, or I call it accountability, with the financial strategy. So the first thing is they'll create the financial strategy, right? So they'll sit down with the owners or the investors or the partners, and they'll help define what are your goals for this company? What are our goals for this company that we want to see over the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years? And then the CFO goes and they create the roadmap for what that looks like. They use a tool, what's called a forecast or a budget, to create that roadmap so that they can display that to the owners of here's what that looks like, right? Because in any sort of goal, there's all sorts of considerations you have to take in terms of that goal. So for example, let's say your goal is I want to double my business, my revenue this year, right? Well, that might require additional hires in the operations department. That might require additional salespeople. That might require additional pieces of equipment to fulfill the work that is sold. There could be, we need to understand what the impact of those decisions are on our cash flow and profitability. Do we then need loans to manage those type of major expenses? Is our balance sheet marketable for loans? There's all types of things that could go into that financial strategy that need to be considered. So that we know, is this actually leading to our goals, or are any of these things actually distractions from what we say our goal is? And that kind of leads me to the second piece, which I call accountability. And the accountability aspect is, we're going along the goal, the roadmap's created, right? So we're working day by day on that roadmap, accomplishing the different milestones. And what we find is an opportunity that we didn't foresee come up over here. This could happen weekly for a business owner, right? And what we need to do is we need to analyze, does this opportunity fit in with the roadmap? Does this help us accomplish this roadmap faster, better, or is this just a big distraction that we need to avoid? And that's where the CFO steps in, and they can bring clarity as to the numbers behind this opportunity over here. Of does this work into the plan, or is this a distraction? And the CFO brings the accountability so that we don't just get excited about the opportunity and jump on it before really considering the impact. So those are the two aspects of the CFO's job: creating the financial plan and strategy, and holding the team, the executive team, the investors accountable to the strategy that we said we wanted to walk out in the coming years. And so that brings us to, what is a fractional CFO? So this is very simple. A fractional CFO is just a CFO, somebody with that executive ability that we just talked about. But what they do is they do it on a fractional basis. So you may have heard this position called fractional CFO, interim CFO, part-time CFO, virtual CFO. There's all types of names to this position, right? But all that it's really saying is the fractional CFO is going to come in on a part-time basis, maybe either over a long period of time, or maybe on a more full-time basis on a more concentrated period of time, because our business is really navigating some serious stuff right now, and we need a financial expert to help us. Whichever the case may be, though, essentially what a fractional CFO is they're a CFO for those type of companies who really aren't in need of hiring a full-time CFO, because the strategy roadmap part of the finance function just isn't a full-time job yet. And that's really for a lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses across America, is they do still need that roadmap ability, right? They still need to be able to see the impact of their decisions and the goals and the forward-looking numbers that play a role in everything that they're doing. But what they don't need is somebody to do that full time, because it's just not quite a full-time job yet. So to sum it all up, what is a fractional CFO? They are a CFO who has the ability to create financial strategy for your business, to hold you accountable to that financial strategy, and they do it on a part-time basis.